Thanks very much, colleagues. This is Mike Anthony at the University of Michigan, and I have with me Jim Ginnaty, the chairman of the Standards Council for Simon Institute, and also my colleague Christine Fisher. We set time aside for Simon Institute to update us on the progress of the Custodial Standards Suite. The last time they did this for us, Jim actually did this for us, was in December, and a lot has happened since then. And we're recording this teleconference, obviously, and we'll post this. This was a regularly scheduled teleconference for them, and it's open to the public. But since it's just the three of us at the moment, I'm going to let Jim speak. I think everyone knows Christine, everyone knows me, and let's get Jim to talk about what's happening with the Simon Institute. Go ahead, Jim.
Hey, good morning, Michael and Christine. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to give you guys an update from the Simon Institute. Like you said, Mike, a lot of things have happened since we met last. A couple of big things is how we've been working with our group of people. We're really doing a lot of work in getting people involved into our standard development organization that can help us with some expertise that not a lot of us have. So first off, we actually appointed Alan Bigger as the executive director of the Simon Institute. Alan comes well-qualified and motivated industry leader with over 35 years of experience in the cleaning industry, and he's a dedicated person towards establishing ANSI standards to lay a foundation for professionalism in this cleaning industry. And I think this is a really important thing. Alan's been involved in a lot of activities in the higher education area, and he's been involved in a lot of various different organizations in that higher education as well. We also brought on board Dr. Christy McNally, who is a person that's worked with the Indian Health Service and worked in healthcare for the last quite a few years, and we've appointed her to be acting chief consultant specializing in the development of ANSI standards and certification, and she'll be focusing on healthcare, safety issues, and housekeeping, custodial, and janitorial occupations. Again, here's another person that has a wide berth of knowledge in healthcare as well as the housekeeping and janitorial industry. So we're looking forward for these people to give us a really good foundation to move forward with standard development. Currently, we have 4 pins out there. We have BSR SI001, which is the safe use of cleaning chemicals. The final draft has been submitted to the final editing. We're hoping to get that back today, and we believe the standard will be out and submitted to ANSI for public review next week.
If you don't
That's
mind,
a big one.
If you don't mind, Jim, I just want to say that the PIN is, I believe it's Project Identification Notification System. Is that what that acronym means?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so that's ANSI has a process which is meant to publicly announce the initiation of a new standard. It also has a collateral effect of notifying or at least laying down markers as far as intellectual property. I'm sure we have to be careful when we say it just that way, but as we understand that because the economic drivers for standards, that it's important that there be a formal process. So the PINS process is the one that Jim is referring to. Okay, thanks, Jim.
Right. And now the PIN was submitted to ANSI, and now we're to this point that we're actually writing the standard and going back, and that standard it will be submitted through ANSI for public review or canvassing next week. The second PIN that we have is cleaning times, tasks, and frequencies, and we've suspended that activity regarding this one because in the effort to harmonize with comparable PINs submitted by the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration Certification, they had one similar to this one, and they had some objections of us encroaching on some of their real estate. So we have a dialogue open up with those, and we're going to be working on this together, and in a fashion that's will really help the industry out. So we're not going to be competing against those people. Our third pin is janitorial storage, utilities, and work areas. We feel that this is an important thing because we're asking people to maintain these wonderful facilities that we have in the educational industry. And these are large projects. As you mentioned, Michael, it's the second or third largest dollar amount for construction and renovation in the United States. And there needs to be a way to protect that. We've done really well on the mechanical, the maintenance of building systems, but we haven't really done well with the maintenance of the building as far as the custodial. And we know by keeping things clean that the life of the building will be greater. And for doing that, we need to have places for our people to work out of, closets, check-in areas, and things like that. So we developed a PIN regarding those types of things. And we think that's a really important thing. It's a good investment to look at the total cost of ownership by reducing future costs of things wearing out before their life cycle. So that particular PIN has been submitted to ANSI for public review on June 10th, 2016. And we haven't seen any kind of response back from that PIN yet. So our fourth PIN is ergonomics in the with cleaning workers. The PIN was submitted to ANSI for review on June 20th. And again, this is an important PIN as well. We feel it's really important because most of the injuries that happen to custodians are things that happen with chemicals, or they have slips and fall incidents where they're slipping and falling on wet floors, as well as picking up trash and these repetitive motions that we do. We are like the fifth highest group of people, workers in the United States. I think we're the fifth highest as far as injuries. So we believe that this is a really good PIN as well. We look at all these things as, number one, to benefit the custodian that's working for us, and number two, to benefit the organizations that they're working for. So we believe these are good PINs and should go forward without a lot of problems. So that's currently what we're up to, Michael. Again, thanks for this opportunity to update you with the Simon Institute, and we appreciate this opportunity. So thanks.
So thank you, Jim. I want to clarify some of the numbers and where this expense fits in institutional as well as the industry. I believe that our budget, similar to other large research university budgets, and as far as the plant operations, I believe this cost center is something on the order of 25 to 33%, according to John Lauder. So when you talk about the man hours involved, it's in excess. It's a cost that is in excess of our utility costs. As you know, we have a lot of expertise devoted to looking at our water bills, our electric bills, our gas bills. And I would call that a crowded space, meaning that there's you probably discovered leading practice there. It doesn't mean that you can't find ways to get your bills down, but there was virtually no one in this space at all that we could find that was willing to take up the job of trying to get a document together that would help establish the broad contours of safety and sustainability for the custodial and hygiene disciplines. So that was the driver for it. And we believe that we're moving significant amounts of money here, more so than all of the people working on energy conservation and sustainability. It's a reminder that we take for granted the need to keep our campuses tidy and hygienic. So that was the driver for that. So that's how it stands with respect to institutional cost structure. Now, overall, our industry spends about $300 billion a year, and somewhere we have to take an estimate. Remember that $300 billion involves energy costs, which is about $30 billion. There's also 85 to 90 billion of new construction, and of course there's all the labor, furniture, security, accountants, electricians, pipe fitters, supply chain experts, all that. But when it all shakes out, somewhere around 50 to 100 billion dollars are spent on custodial services in the industry overall, and it's non-trivial. Again, that's the reason why we went after this standard suite as one of our top priorities. So that's the numbers in context. Anything else you want to add to this, Christine? Anything I should have not have said? You're being kind of quiet back there. Your thoughts, Christine?
My thoughts generally are that the Simon Institute is an excellent example of an association that is doing really great work and producing results on behalf of the education facilities industry, and it's the kind of results that we are encouraging, supporting, and seeking from others.
Okay, so here's your webpage. Maybe in another 6 months, Jim can give us another update. We also have set up something for custodial generally. So here's your, I guess you'll probably, have you been to this one already? I guess it's happening here by the end of the month. So I'm sure
Yes.
there'll be more of a rollout on this. And here's your standards page. And all the administration of them will occur here. I think that's kind of it. So we'll update, we'll update this for July, whatever today's date is, July 12th, and let the industry have at it. And I guess that's kind of it. I'm grateful for your time. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about was the forum. Anyone is able to contribute an idea here to a forum that we set up. We try to make it as easy as possible for people to contribute here, and we really just started this in the past few weeks. So what you do need is a login and a password. We apologize for that, but that's just the way this platform works. I think most of them do. So you have a new topic you want to add here, and then you simply submit it, and it goes up there. So it could be a question, it could be anything. This is fairly standard in many content management platforms. So people are welcome to contribute to that. So
Yes.
okay, great.
Well, thank you, Michael. Thank you, Christine.
Yep, we'll see you.
As always, thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Okay.